I'm Dick Peixote, owner and grower of Lakeside Organic Gardens in Watsonville, California. We've transitioned all of the ground now. We're 100% organic. So we grow a myriad of crops, all vegetables, but everything from salad greens to broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, squash, pretty much year-round production on most of the commodities that we grow. One of the things we take a lot of pride in that we've, over the years, we're still 100% family owned and operated, all the way through multiple generations from my kids, my brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, cousins, relatives. There's quite a few family that are involved in the business. Each have their own specialty in how they're involved in getting the produce from the ground all the way to the consumer. Lakeside Organic Gardens is the largest family-owned and operated, solely organic grower shipper in the United States. Nowadays, we've used a lot of technology to get the job done. One of our biggest tools is laser leveling, and now we've moved beyond lasers. Now we use GPS leveling, so all of our fields now are being leveled by GPS technology, where it triangulates the position for each point in the field, so where we can level within 1/4 of an inch anywhere in the field, thereby eliminating any low spots in the field. So before, where water would catch and we wasting water, we're highly efficient now in our water use to where we can retain perfect moisture from one end of the field to the other. So it's a very important part of our operation. We have a saying that we farm the soil and the soil grows the crop. That's a very important technology that we use as far as being able to use the proper compost to build up the soil over a period of time. Unlike conventional farming, where we used to always have to put in all the inputs, we basically put the compost in the ground with all the microorganisms in the compost, and it's able to grow the crop without a lot of inputs after that. We spread that before every crop, and it takes care of it from there. One of the big things is making sure that our soil tilth is deep enough for the roots to go down and get whatever nutrients they need. So by chiseling, the last pass before we put the rows, we always chisel the ground and fluff it up really soft and get ready for the rows to be put in. So that's real important to make sure that the proper tilth is there for the soil to be listed. What most people call putting rows, we call it listing, which is where we put the actual rows that we're going to grow the crops on. And so part of that is we put in our pre-plant materials into the rows as we're listing them and blend those into the soil, and then just to put the rows in, and then it's ready for planting. After we've listed the rows, then we basically shape those rows, and then we're ready for planting. As we plant, we most of the time the seed is between 1/4 to 1/2 inch deep. So it's very important to do precision planting so that the plants get an even stand. We plant very slowly to make sure that the seed is put in proper placement, proper depths, so that when we put the sprinkler pipe right behind there, it'll keep that moisture right there where it's got to be to get the crop out of the ground. It's very important that we irrigate every day until the crop's out of the ground. We direct seed when we have a high population, such as like a spinach with 1 million seeds per acre. And then we transplant when it's low population, like a lot of the crops we grow are 15,000 plants the acre, 20,000 plants per acre. So those would be better for transplanting because the plants are expensive, but it's a lot cheaper than having to put the seed down and waste seed. One of our big tools that we use for weed control is a weed burner. In the conventional world, what we're able to do is a conventional guy can go ahead and put a spray on the ground that will completely annihilate all the weeds and let the plants grow. We don't have any tools like that in organic. Organic, it's one of our biggest costs is weed control. And so what we're able to do is to basically pre-irrigate the ground to get the weeds to grow. Once the weeds sprout, then we can go through with a weed burner and burn those off before the actual seed comes out of the ground. Even with our best efforts, we still have problems with weeds. We have the weed burner, and then after that, we have hand controls, and so that requires us to go and pull each weed by hand. It's very expensive that way. Sometimes it can cost us up to $2,000 per acre, as opposed to the conventional guys that can spray a weed control at $30 or $40 per acre.
Here at Lakeside Organic Gardens, we face the same problems faced by the commercial growers. The conventional growers face insects and diseases. We face the same thing. However, we do not have the option of using synthetic chemicals. We use botanicals, biological, and naturally extracted minerals to help us in our growing. Sal here is spraying right now with an electrostatic sprayer. The squash plants he's spraying, as you can see, are fairly decent looking. We have been able to control the mildew up to this point. However, next week might be another story. The beneficial insects I'm releasing today are parasites. Their best temperature they work at is between 70 and 80 degrees. These insects are kept here by the beneficial habitat you see planted here. On most of our organic crops, we use Mother Nature as much as possible. Mother Nature will provide us with a lot of control we don't normally get without using synthetic chemicals. Very expensive, time-consuming, but worth it in the end.
Even though all of our workers are trained, sometimes there's a marginal product out there that we have to bypass.
My name is Fabian Olivares, and I'm Quality Control Manager for Lakeside Organic Gardens. It is my job to guarantee we're giving you the best produce available.
It's important that our quality control manager is there every day to make the call if there's any marginal product, that he makes sure that that doesn't get into a Lakeside box.
What we do with our marginal crops that are not meeting our standards for quality issues, we do donate that product if possible. If not, we just rotate it back into our soil so we can get those nutrients back and hopefully help us out with our next crop.
All of our crops are planted in small blocks, and so therefore the harvesting guys have to really focus on it crop by crop. So each one of our guys specialize in a particular crop. You know, I think our philosophy at Lakeside is it's a real team effort from start to finish. People ask me, what's my largest asset? Is it the tractors? Is it the pipe? And I says our largest asset at Lakeside is really the type of people we have working here and the pride they take in their work. And I think that's one of the big things that I often brag about is the quality of people that I have working here over the years.
My name is Scott Howington. I grow vegetables for Lakeside Organic Gardens here in the desert. Our purpose down here and what we strive to do is to have a seamless transition from Watsonville to the desert during the winter months. Here in Imperial Valley, the desert, we have the climate that enables us to grow vegetables all winter long. We have the water thanks to the hard work of generations before us. What we strive to do here is to provide the same quantity and quality of vegetables in the winter that Lakeside provides in the summer and spring and fall out of Watsonville.
I go down every couple of weeks. We walk the fields. We check to see the crops, and we make a game plan, and then he implements that game plan for the next couple of weeks till I get down there again to revisit him, and we're in touch daily to keep things online. We have a very aggressive food safety program here at Lakeside, and it follows through all the way from what we put on the fields all the way through to the harvesting people.
All of us employees at Lakeside Organic Gardens enjoy eating the vegetables that we produce here on our farms. If it's not good enough for us, we know it's not good enough for our customers.
But once the product's harvested in the field, a lot of people think, well, you just take it from the field and take it shipped to the consumer. One of the most important components in that chain is to make sure that the product gets cooled properly. As the product comes out of the field at, sometimes 70, 80, sometimes 85 degrees from the field heat, it's very imperative that we get that heat out as soon as possible. So we take it to our cooler where a lot of product is, cooled with close to freezing point 32, 33 degree water. And then a lot of times to make sure that that product can make the ride all the way across the United States, we go in and we put top ice over the top of the product so that it melts down naturally as the crop is on a truck going east, to make sure that when it gets there, it's just as fresh as the day it left here. Our goal is from the field, we're going to have it on the road within 24 hours to maximum. That's our goal, is to get it on the road as soon as possible. So oftentimes same day orders, we'll take that product from the field, take it, cool it, put it on the truck, and have it on the consumer's table within hours a lot of times if it's a local order, and if it's days within anywhere in the United States.